And Mrs. Portland, you play right into it. If you would shut your mouth, stay off the damn internet, going live, making videos, making community posts with turds and all this other shit that you do, she would have nothing to come back at. You have done this with every person that you have had arguments with on the internet. You go off on these tangents and you think that there is nothing people can say or do. Well, you're about to get a rude awakening. Because you're going to keep on until you go to jail. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm not trying to control you, as you say. I am literally trying to tell you the truth. You're going to go to jail if you don't shut the fuck up. You have every reason to feel however you want to feel. What you don't have is the right to talk about noodle mash, whether you like it or not. And unless you get that through your head and shut up, quit watching her, quit listening to her, what you don't realize is you have all the power. And if you would simply listen to what I am saying, you would be much better off. Because contrary to what you were saying earlier, I don't want to control you. I don't want to do nothing with you. Well, Shih Tzu lover, let her win. Let her think she's won. Mrs. Portland needs to shut the fuck up. Pick your battles, Mrs. Portland. The best thing that you can do, Mrs. Portland, is shut up. Shut your mouth. Do not acknowledge her. Don't go watch it. Don't read it. If somebody sends it to you, tell them you don't want to see it. And do your own thing. But all this crap that you were saying today, having to change banks, people in your community getting letters on their door, you doing this, you doing that, la 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 la. All of that would stop if you would shut up. But if you keep on the way that you are, ranting and raving and crying and acting a fool on here, you're going to end up in jail. And I've said this 100 times. I'm not trying to scare you. I don't want to control you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I am telling you what's going to happen. A fact. You're going to be in jail. The only one that's going to end up suffering is you, because you can't keep your mouth shut. It's not going to hurt Noodle Mash that Mrs. Portland is probably going to let this go in one ear and out the other. But I am saying this with 100% sincerity. Stop talking about her, Mrs. Portland. Stop acknowledging her. If you want to know what she's doing, that's fine. Watch it. Nobody is trying to boss you around or tell you what to do. We're trying to keep your ass out of jail, which you seem determined to end up. You cannot help somebody who does not want help. You cannot help somebody who won't help themselves, or your own worst enemy. And if you don't wake up and realize that, you're going to be in jail. You need more help than I can possibly give you. You need more help than anybody on YouTube can give you. I am not qualified. I do not have the education, nor do I have the inclination to put myself in that position again. Because you can't control yourself. You know, you can only do so much. And it is what it is. But if she doesn't shut up, that's where she's going to end up. They don't care if she's mentally incapacitated or not. She's going to end up in jail. And she was just saying somebody threatened her that she was going to get raped in jail. Somebody threatened her that she was going to get beat up. Well, Mrs. Portland, to be quite frank, those are very real possibilities. They don't give a shit about your disabilities when you're in jail. And what you're going to be is an easy target. And your husband, he is no help to you. No, they won't put her in solitary. They don't give a shit about mental deficits in prison. Trust me, I know. Anybody who thinks they can help Mrs. Portland, you're wrong. You can't. But I'm telling you right now, you trying to help her ain't helping her. You're hurting her. And I don't care how good your intentions are, you ain't going to help. And y'all are going to be just as responsible if Mrs. Portland goes to prison or jail. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is not something that I want on my conscience. I don't know which ones of you talked to Mrs. Portland, but some of y'all better tell her to shut up.